Again, good evening. I am Assemblyman Jeff Aubry, board member of the CSG Justice Center. I have the pleasure and the honor to introduce two extremely talented and dedicated individuals who are here for you this evening. First, Tim Robbins, acting director, artistic director of the Actors Gang. Tim Robbins is a multifaceted actor, writer, and director, and producer whose films include Dead Man Walking, Shawshank Redemption, Mystic River, for which he won the Academy Award. Robbins has been a consistent and influential voice in the theater for the past 33 years as an actor, director, playwright, and artistic director of the Actors Gang, a theater group that offers a supportive environment for a diverse ensemble of artists to present new, unconventional, and uncompromising plays and dynamic reinterpretations of the classics. Joining him is Sabra Williams, Director of Outreach and the Prison Project, the Actors Gang. Sabra Williams has received international acclaim for her work as an artist and founder of the Actors Gang Prison Project. In 2004, she was honored with an invitation to serve as a company member of the Actors Gang. Since then, she has performed leading roles in many plays at the Los Angeles Theater and on company tours around the United States. Will you please welcome Sabra Williams and Tim Robbins.
Hi. So you're the diehards. I'm Tim Robbins. I'm a reformed actor. I found my second chance in prison. Thank you. The Actors Gang was founded in 1981. A group of students from UCLA wanted to do plays that reflected the society around them and raised questions in the entertainment that we presented to try to create dialogue. And we've been now for 34 years doing this. Most of our history we have had education programs. We believe that the part of what a arts organization has to do is serve the community, and the lack of arts funding in the community, in our community in Los Angeles, has made us realize that one of our obligations to the community is to provide free arts education for the children in the LA public school system. About 9.5 years ago, Sabra Williams joined the company, and she came to me and asked if she could begin a prison project. And I saw that as a logical extension of the work that we were doing, and so I gave her some seed money to get it started and became a teacher myself within a couple years. I'll introduce her now, Sabra Williams, to tell you a little bit about the project.
Small. He's 6'5", I'm 5'2". So first of all, just thank you so much for inviting us here today to speak about our work and for this conference to have the vision to include the arts when we talk about criminal justice reform. This is a big part of our work. So our work centers around giving tools to people to manage their emotional lives. We always say to the inmates and our students everywhere, we're not trying to make you actors unless you love unemployment. We are using the incredible outcomes that theater and creative writing can provide to help people fundamentally change their outlook on life, to enable them to take responsibility, and also to give them emotional control. The work that we do is based around the 600-year tradition of the Commedia dell'arte, a form of theater that started in Italy and spread throughout Europe. And this was a theater that was by the people, for the people. It wasn't performed in big opera houses, it was performed in village squares, so very appropriate for our work behind bars. We use the Commedia dell'arte stock characters as a safe space for our students to be able to explore their emotional life, often for the first time. So I've worked with some of these people for 8, 9, 10 years. I know nothing about their lives. I don't know why they're in prison, and they don't know anything about mine, but we work on a much deeper level because we're working to enable them to sieve their emotional life through these characters that have been around for 600 years. We work either in 8 or 10-week sessions in prisons around California. Right now we are in 6 prisons, expanding to 8 next year. We are starting a re-entry program in March and a juvie program, which we already did a pilot for. And eventually, hopefully next year sometime, we will have a program for officers in the academy. So before they start their careers as officers, they already understand the importance of programming and the importance of the arts in this space. It's incredibly challenging work, and it creates change very quickly. And it creates change because humans have potential, even if it's deeply buried or has never been accessed. And the arts, when well done, can touch a part of the human life that nothing else can reach. It works on the psyche like cognitive therapy in disguise. It can give tools to repattern behavior and hold up a mirror for people to become accountable. And there's even a Johns Hopkins study that alludes to the fact that it may even be able to rewire the brain. Art can do this. And we have to stop seeing it as a nice extra when we can afford it. It has to become part of the school day, a part of the core of the school day, and an intrinsic part of recovery and rehabilitation so that we stop wasting time, money, and lives and start to build safer, more resilient, and valuable communities, which include the victims of crime and the families of the incarcerated. I heard this morning our fabulous Attorney General Lynch say, "In America, we do not throw people away." I thought that was a really beautiful quote. And today, at this time in criminal justice reform, we have a unique opportunity to make this stick and to create real change in the criminal justice system. But if we exclude the arts, we waste one of the most effective, evidence-based, bipartisan, cost-effective ways of creating change. Yes, people need job training. Yes, they need education. But if they don't have emotional control, they will keep coming back. And the arts can do that. And if we don't have the arts at the table, we don't have fully comprehensive programming, and we're wasting one of our greatest assets. As the Chief Inspector of Prisons in California said after seeing our work, quote, "For a long-term successful rehabilitation, we need to have programs like this one that involve personal transformation of individuals on an internal level. Simply educating someone or giving them a job skill or even treating an abuse problem does not guarantee success unless they've chosen to see who they were when they came in and change who they will be going forward." So my words don't mean much, but the words of the inmates do. So I give you our inmates. Well, the Prison Project comes from the Actors Gang, which is a theatre company that was founded in 1981. Today, what you're going to see is an open workshop. It's not a show. What this work does is it gives people tools to help them manage their emotional life. This is a 500- or 600-year-old style of theatre that started in Europe called Commedia dell'arte.
Rising up, calves and your shins coming up into your knees. Deep breath in.
What we do with the ladies is all improvised. There's no script. Yeah, there you go, yeah. Square off, square off.
What's your name?
Rogella.
Uh-oh.
It's very difficult in prison to show fear, to show sadness, happiness. It's pretty much an environment of anger.
Being in prison, sometimes it's kind of hard to express my true feelings because there's this whole supposedly unspoken thing you don't trust, you don't feel, you don't talk to anyone, you just kind of tough it and, do your time.
For me, it's kind of losing your identity or losing like the individual, because then I start to think, okay, well, am I just the things that I've done in my life?
What's your name?
Mama Penny.
The Prison Project program challenges them to dig deep within to issues they may be having, anger they may be having, joy. It just gives them a different perspective.
This Actors Gang has actually been an extremely healing process in teaching me that emotions can be controlled and there is an artistic outlet for them.
They left me!
After I'm able to get all that negative energy out, I just kind of feel like at peace, like I can breathe.
It's really a public safety issue what we're dealing with. Because wouldn't you want a person that is in prison to come out with better skills in dealing with disappointment, obstacles, unemployment when they come out. It seems to me that it's in all of our interests to have vigorous rehabilitation programs, and arts is absolutely essential to that.
The partnership with the California Arts Council and CDCR has revolutionized what we're able to do. We were able to do it on a small scale, and now we're able to be in 6 prisons and then 9 prisons. The important thing to us is that we see people take responsibility for their lives, and we do not see them coming back into prison.
I have to commend the Actors Gang. They come in here, they dedicate their time, effort, and I mean they give their whole heart to this work. So I think it's extremely beneficial in the prisons. Anything that I can do that is positive for them to help them stay out and be successful in society, I'm all for it.
The Actors Gang helped me to figure out what I really want to do in my life and kind of bettering myself and how I react to situations. And I don't always have to blow up, or I don't always have to stuff it. Like, there's a way to express it. Yes, I committed a crime, I made a mistake, but that's not who I am.
I know I'm not coming back here, and I do owe a lot of it to the Actors Gang.
I'm inspired and honored to be here in this room with so many men and women that are committed to a change in the criminal justice system. People in this room know better than anyone what is broken and how to fix it. When I was doing the movie The Shawshank Redemption in Ohio in 1994, my first encounter with the problems in the criminal justice system was through the words and testimony of prison guards that were working as extras on that film. People that were pretty conservative were telling me things that I did not know about what was broken. And so here we are in 2015, and we've come to a moment when those voices are no longer being ignored. And these are your voices, your expert voices. Shallow slogans like tough on crime or lock 'em up and throw away the key may be good for elections, but we in this room have come to understand that this kind of thinking is not helpful with regard to effective rehabilitation and reentry programs. I've witnessed in our prison work at the Actors Gang profound transformations. I've seen hostile, withdrawn, numb men and women turn their lives around. I have seen the discarded turn into sentient, empathetic leaders with an eye to a hopeful future. I've witnessed racial barriers dissolving. I've seen former enemies creating bonds that far outweigh the affiliations with the gangs they grew up with. Our arts programs have resulted in an 89% reduction in 115s, or behavioral infractions, within the prisons. And preliminary studies suggest, as the video said, a 10% recidivism rate for those that have participated in the Actors Gang Prison Project. That's compared to a 61% recidivism rate in the state of California. I just was on a panel with 2 other arts organizations that were also bringing that same rate in, 10% recidivism. So as we all go forward, I encourage you to consider arts programs for inclusion within your correctional institutions. They have proven again and again to be effective in rehabilitation. We have to get over the notion that arts are superfluous or some kind of luxury. Or to put it another way, if I were to tell you that there was a drug that would result in a 10% recidivism rate, how quickly would legislators pass this, and how quickly would that money go into the pharmaceutical companies? Arts programs work. It is so promising that there seems to be a sea change in the way we think about criminal justice in this country today. Just know that many of you are the pioneers, the trailblazers that have worked for years to make this happen. Know also that there will be others with better publicists than you that may take credit for it. But that's okay. You have opened the door. You have made great progress happen. Take a moment now to congratulate yourselves. And I mean that. Turn to each other. Turn to the person on your left, on your right, and say congratulations. And I know some of you are like, oh, I don't deserve it. You deserve it because you're doing the hard work. So, everyone in this room knows how much more work needs to be done. But it is work that we witness as life-changing and fundamental to the betterment of the human condition and to human dignity. Let us go forward with passion, with dogged determination, and with open hearts. We are a better nation than what our statistics on incarceration suggest. We are a nation of compassion and second chances. Given the opportunity, we can create a better system that views the incarcerated not as cast-offs or the discarded, but as individuals that have made mistakes and deserve a chance to change, to rehabilitate. 95% of the incarcerated are getting out, and they will be living in our neighborhoods. The question is simple. Do we want them leaving prison with bitterness and hostility, or do we want them leaving prison with better tools and knowledge and empathy than when they entered? The people in this room know the answer to that question. Now comes the hard work in overcoming the obstacles to create and expand effective and groundbreaking programs that make our society safer and result in a reduction in the staggering amount of money that we spend on incarceration in this country. Congratulations on the good work that you do. Keep up that work. And let us allow ourselves to think outside of the box. And I encourage you, let arts programming be at the table when you are considering moving forward. It does work. You are the front line, and it is an inspiration to be here with all of you. Thank you for all the great work you do and will continue to do, and God bless you.
And so we're going to conclude the day with how we conclude every class we do, whether we're in school or we're behind bars. And you guys can do this, because if people who've learned how to be numb inside can do it, you guys can do this, okay? So all we're going to do is a little scientific experiment that has been proven to give you a release of dopamine. For 45 seconds, we're going to laugh together. Whether you're sincere about it or not, it does not matter. The brain doesn't recognize, and it still will release dopamine for you. So can everyone stand up for a second?
Unplug your mic when you do this.
Yes. What we're going to do, we're going to start, first of all, keep your eyes open, because when it's finished, when the 45 seconds is up, I'm going to start clapping so you'll know it's finished. So I'm not going to make you laugh here for 45 minutes. So you're going to start with your eyes closed. So actually, before we close our eyes, let's all just take a deep breath together. And one more real deep breath together. Great. Now close your eyes. Scariest bit. When you hear the sound of laughing, you're going to open your eyes and you're going to look in the eyes of other people around you and just laugh for 45 seconds. Thank you. Have a great conference. Good night. Thank you.